Hello family, today is March 26th. It is about 11:30 and a quarter to 12 in the morning. I'm heading to my plastic surgeon's office to go drop off some paperwork and pick up some. And it was placed upon my heart this morning while in the shower to make this particular video. Let me first say that I am not singling out one particular person. I'm going in random. Let me also say I have not watched anybody's videos. I haven't checked out on what's in the air or any of that. So I don't want or need anybody to chime in and to say, well, she's talking about me, she's talking about me, she's talking about me. One thing about me, by now you guys should know that I don't have to blow out smoke and mirrors and kick out innuendos. That's not what I do. If it's something that I want to say, and especially if it's something and I'm pissed, oh yeah, I'm going to call you out all the way. In fact, I will put your name as part of the description, in the description box, or your name will be in the title. So that's not a game that Tina plays. Tina is 41 years old. Hold on. Let me move this out the way because that's what's rattling. Tina is 41 years old. I don't have time for shenanigan games, okay? Nor am I a hall monitor, Mother Hubbard, or any of that shit. You know, the vice principal or any of that shit on this platform. Everybody come on here, they do what they want to or whatever the case. What prompted me to do this particular video is because I just simply want to talk to the women, okay, on YouTube. Not the young girls. There is a difference. There's a difference between a woman and a young lady, a young girl. This is not for you, though it would be advantageous for you to listen in because it is pertaining to your growth, okay? Now, everybody is all up in airs and, you know, the blogs are going crazy in reference to this lady losing her husband, you know, in the divorce proceedings, or, you know, he's filed for divorce or whatever the case. The lady I'm speaking of is Portia from the Atlanta Housewives. Now, I have been sent messages on what's my take on it, what's my stance, how do I feel about it, you know, so on and so forth. And I have to say this. Let me just talk to the women that are actually legally married or have really been. I'm not talking common law. There is a difference. I'm talking about the women that stood before God, their families and friends, walked down the aisle by daddy, uncle, older brother, that. I'm not talking about, I've been with this nigga for so long, he's like my husband. You know, not that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the women that are actually bound in marriage, that have actually really took that oath, okay? Now, with that right there, according to your vows, it says, let no man be asunder. And what that means is you're not supposed to allow somebody, an outside influence, to come in and change up the dynamics of your marital status, okay? Especially when you're in it to win it, okay? Now, you know, marriages have quarrels. Marriages are ups and downs. Marriages are also like a job. It takes work for them to be successful and for them to succeed and take it to the next level and so on and so forth, okay? Now, with this situation and scenario that this young lady has found herself in, now, I have been watching the Atlanta Housewives. I watch every episode, but my stance and my contribution onto YouTube is not to dibble and dab into the lives of other people. That's not where I get my material. That's not what gives me reason to speak. is to come on here and talk about the lives of others, because when your life is really full, you don't have time to dibble and dab and to, you know, belittle and undercut and undermine somebody else and the transgressions that's taking place in their lives. You just don't have time for that, nor do you truly entertain it. Why? Because that's just not what you're into. You don't have time for it. And if you're coming on to YouTube, I understand everybody want to do commentations and stuff like that. In fact, I do Cali news. I do Cali news. I give my own, I paraphrase, and I give my own stance on the news and things of that nature. You know, every once in a while I come in and I do that other kind of stuff, but that's just not the bulk of my contribution here. Okay. And I also have come to know that when you, and especially when a woman is belittling another woman, it's clearly magnifying your own sense of insecurities. It truly is. When you're coming on here and you're talking about a woman's hair, you're talking about a woman's weight, you're talking about what she's wearing and all those types of things, and how dumb and how stupid and how silly she is, truthfully, you're showing your own insecurities, because misery loves company. So a lot of times when people are you know, monopolizing their time with discussions of others, then a lot of times it takes them away from the life that they're living, and then therefore they can gravitate onto somebody else's thing and cling to that instead of talking about their own shit, because their shit is not really much to talk about, or their side is so dark that they don't want to talk about that because it's riddled with so much pain and so many other things. So that is the reason why a lot of times people don't want to talk about their shit. I want to talk about your shit and what you got going on, because my shit is so fucked up, or my past and my this is so dark, and I'm, you know, I'm having so many emotional things going on to where I don't want to talk about my shit, bitch. I'm talking about you. You know, that type of thing. And you know, it amazes me on how women tend to soon forget that, you know, a lot of people have been through a whole lot of stuff. A lot of people just don't talk about it. A lot of people don't bring their business onto this platform, and a lot of people still have a lot of things to hide. A lot of people have not taken ownership for their lives and for their past and for their past pain and for the, you know, and nor do people want to highlight or admit the position that they played into some shit. People don't want to talk about that. That's not what they want to talk about. But they want to talk about you and what you got going on and how you falling short and where you're lacking. That is a bunch of bullshit to me. And if you think for one moment that coming on to YouTube is going to make you successful by talking about somebody else's shit, let me just tell you that you're wrong. You're very, very wrong. And what will end up happening is, by you sitting up, you know, talking about somebody else's shit and all that on somebody else's, what end up happening, let me tell you what happens. Nobody, at the end of the day, nobody will want to deal with you. Nobody will want to, you know, nobody will want to be bothered with you, for the simple fact because now you're riddled as a shit starter. You know, you deemed you know, a woman that's going through and that's painting and dealing with so many different issues and so many different things. After a while, that's what you're up against. Producers, executives, things of that nature, people that are able to make some changes and move some things around in your life, they don't gravitate to shit starters on YouTube. They don't. The people that are on YouTube that are starting shit and constantly, you know, talking about other people's lives and what they got going on and shit like that, there, if you notice, those very ones, you might look up to them, you know, for a few months, but then later on you pass them up because they get their stance on YouTube becomes stagnant. Okay, and That's all they know, and that's all they can do is come on here and talk about shit, talk about people, and talk about what some motherfucker else got going on, and bitch this right here, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And after a while, that's all your shit is about. People have you pegged and put a label on you that this is what you do. This is what he does. This is what she does. She comes on YouTube, and she's this right here, and you're not looked upon as anything else, and nor do people want to, you know, really want to, you know, work with you on anything else. Why? Because you've already showed that you're basically into some bullshit. You've already shown that, hey, yo shit is a bunch of bullshit. You know, you don't want to really, you know, meet your shit head on what you really got going on. So it's like, okay, well then I just come on this motherfucker right here, and I could, you know, I could falsify shit. I can, you know, pretend to be somebody else. I can act like whoop-de-whoop. You know, I mean, it's just sad. It truly is. It's sad. And I just do not want to be associated with. I don't want my name rolling with it or none of that. Because I feel like this right here. If you can't come on this motherfucker and uplift a woman and help catapult her ass to the next level, then what are you doing? I mean, I understand that this shit right here is for mere entertainment. I got it. But you're entertaining and stepping on the backs of others and talking about others. That's entertainment? I mean, is it really? It's entertaining to come on here and to make fake accounts and to belittle another woman and talk about how she's fat and how her hair is this, and how she ain't got that right there. And bitch, you think you this right here. For real? Family, hold on. It's a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of frackle, nakal bullshit coming from the mouth of a dear friend of mine. I'm gonna miss you on radio, baby. Though I don't get you here in Cali anymore, but you know I know how to get in contact with you. Me and you is on this right here. You already know what it is. So, but still coming from your mouth, frackle nakal, yes, baby. It'd be a lot of frackle nakal on this motherfucking platform here. Okay? And I have to say, being a woman that has been married, a woman that is married, a woman that's also been able to sustain long-lasting relationships, and a woman that don't burn no bridges. There's not a man that I've ever dealt with in my life don't want to see me coming or cringe at the mere sound of my name. That's not who I am, because I don't ask for no more than what I'm willing to give, and I don't run on the coattails of nobody, and I don't use up anybody, you know, and all that stuff makes a difference. But that's not what prompted me to do this. What prompted me to do this is the fact that there is an undercurrent with women that is fierce and it's ugly and it's not cool at all. And for the elders, you know, the seasoned women on this platform, you of all people should not be on here belittling no woman and talking about what she got going on and what she ain't got going on like you spilling the tea. What the fuck is that? What is spilling the tea any motherfucking way? You know what I'm saying? Let he who have not sinned cast the first goddamn stone and shit. You know, I mean, I'm so tired of hearing that motherfucking shit. But motherfuckers is talking about spilling tea on everybody else's shit. But what's happening? What's your flavor? You know, what's all in your teacup? You understand what I'm saying? See, that shit is ugly to me. That is ugly to me. And I cut your ass loose because that's not how I roll. That's not what I do here on YouTube. That's not how I live my everyday life. You know, I'm not a shit starter. I'm not a motherfucker out here scouting for bullshit. Oh, what they do? What they talking about? What they doing over here? What they doing over here? Ooh, I'm waiting for some shit to come out, some breaking news, so I can get on this motherfucker and talk about it. And ooh, I can't wait. Oh my God, I knew this was gonna happen. Well, you know what? Let me just say this right here, coming from a woman that is married. Okay, men will take you through. Men will do all kinds of things. Okay. And one thing about me, I've been a woman, and I tell women, don't never say what your man would never do, because you will cross that bridge a time or two. You understand me? When women that come on and think that their husbands will never cheat on them, their husbands will never leave them, they got the best pussy in the world, they got this shit on lock and all that other shit. No, that don't mean that, boo-boo. That don't mean that. It doesn't. And coming from a woman that seasoned, I'm telling you the truth. You could be the baddest of bitch. Your pussy can, oh my God, your shit can lock on that nigga's dick like a vice grip. But at the end of the day, that is not going to sustain him. It's not going to. It's not. It's not. And I don't think that it is to be a laugh-a-palooza thing when a woman is going through some emotional turmoil and her home is not whole. I don't think that that is a platform to get on here and to, you know, highlight the shit like you ain't never been through nothing. That's wrong. That's bad. That's nasty and that's ugly. Yes, hell yeah, I could have came on here and talked about that. But see, you know what? Guess what? It didn't change the dynamics of my home, and nor did it didn't amuse me to see a woman going through. It's not amusing to me. In fact, there was a time when people were going through things, you know, you hear a family breaking up, a husband and wife about to part ways, and you know motherfuckers, you know, come together and cook up some shit and invite you over, and everybody sat around like married couples or couples or whatever and talked about it and talked it through, and then the men get together and they try to talk the shit through, and the women, they sitting at the kitchen table, and you know they taking their sips and they trying to talk it through, you know, the whole shit together. People are so apt nowadays to walking away from things because nobody want to work to sustain it. And it's bad. And it makes it worse when women of a particular age are laughing. I mean, find this shit humorous for a young lady to be going through. Now, watching Portia on the show, there was things that, you know, I just didn't, you know, I didn't find, you know, funny or whatever, but I chalked it up to her age. You understand me? And a lot of times, like I said before, it's not the age, it's the stage of people. Because you could be in your 20s or 30s and be more mature than a woman in her 50s. I have seen it.